Although this is officially an almshouse chapel, the Sandham Memorial Chapel is accessible thanks to the National Trust, and is used annually for parochial worship. It also houses one of the 20th century's epics of religious art, Stanley Spencer's memorial to the dead of the Great War. The work covers all the walls of the chapel in a manner explicitly modelled on Giotto's Arena Chapel at Padua. Nor was that Spencer's only parallel. A number of the compositions echo Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel and the depiction of man in contention with fate. But the spirit is Spencer's own. He regarded this as his most important work. The commission came from the Berend family in honour of a brother who had died of illness in Macedonia, where Spencer had himself served as hospital orderly. The couple met Spencer in 1923 and decided on an oratory near their home in Burghclere. He pondered using fresco, but decided instead on oil on canvas. For the smaller scenes, he worked on easels, but for the larger ones, the canvas was glued to the wall and had to be worked directly from scaffolding. The chapel was begun in 1927 and unveiled in 1932. The side walls depict scenes from Spencer's own experiences in the medical corps at home and on the Macedonian front. The domesticity and routine of the common soldier's life is contrasted with the awfulness of war. Soldiers scrub floors, sort laundry, tidy kit, make urns of tea and read maps. They are the living preparing for death, an indwelling peace to spite it all, as he later put it. The chapel is dominated by the east wall painting of the resurrection of the soldiers, as the Sistine is by the Day of Judgment. This wall took Spencer a year to complete and has its centrepiece a collapsed mule wagon. The mules, for whom Spencer developed a particular affection, turn to look at Christ as he gathers up the crosses that litter the field of battle. The dead rise from their graves to greet those still living. The war to end all wars is itself an end. There is peace. The work exhausted Spencer and exhausted his marriage. It was greeted as an English masterpiece in the tradition of Hogarth and Blake, yet also compared with German post-war expressionists such as Max Beckmann. Though Spencer was appointed a war artist again in 1939, he concentrated on war factories and never produced another Burghclere. It sits alongside the poetry of Owen and Sassoon and Britain's War Requiem, among the most moving monuments to 20th century war.